been trying to just get into a good groove and just push through it regardless, but we're done with that. We're treating it like a contest prep. I put a poll on my story, and apparently there's a handful of people who want to see me document this growth phase and potential prep for the 2026 season. So we're going to do just that. Not only is this going to help with just giving a little added insight into what goes into this for anybody who is curious, but also exactly how I kind of approach things and what my mindset is and my mental state throughout the entire process, because there's going to be some highs and plenty of lows along the way. So I'll be able to take you guys along with it. The thought here is controlled tempo, controlled reps, of course going as heavy as the body can support, but we'll be taking it slow today. Now, at the moment, these are pretty rough. Shoulders are rocked. They feel like shit. Got a nice pinching on the left side. And then my right elbow is just on fire. It even hurts to close doors. But yeah, once I hit ski up, we'll be golden. Even after a single session, I already know it. We want to have plenty of muscular fatigue, plenty of lactic acid buildup. That's fine. But actual aches and pains, pinches, we don't want that. Oh. That shoulder feels horrible. Trying to press into that upper range of motion, but the pump feels great. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know if it was the extensive warm-up, if it was the 4 days off of training, or what, but the contractions feel all right. Now, one thing I have really learned over this past year is when to listen to your body, when to back off. And if I couldn't even do 5 or 6 reps, comfortable, pain-free with 3 plates, I'm not going to try another set. I mean, plenty of times the old me would. I'd at least get one more set there. If not, attempt to go up and just get like a shitty set of 3, but it's not worth it, all right? We need to make sure that we are in this for the long haul and not just try to push ourselves to get one day where we go a little heavier with shitty form at that. So, down to 2 plates. I'm going to do another set here, and then we'll move on to our next grip. See, that's pain-free. So we're going to work where it's pain-free. And that time, we were stopped due to muscular fatigue and mental. But at least it wasn't straight up pain. This is second movement. This is our neutral grip chest press. This typically has alleviated majority, if not all, of the issues with my elbows over this past year. Been feeling issues of mistracking, a bit of a snapping and popping kind of feel, almost as though the tendon kind of gets snagged and then boom, pops over. And yeah, I almost never feel that with this neutral grip. So we've been rocking with this for the last year. No issues with the elbow there. No issues with that shoulder either. And just able to focus a lot of that tension on the pecs. So beautiful option. If you're dealing with any issues like that, give it a go and see how it works for you. All right, so breaking into a little bit of a voiceover here, but ultimately third movement, chest flies. I know the arms should be straight, but this is how I do it to alleviate any issues through my elbows, my shoulders, and get a beautiful contraction through my pecs. But moving forward, I want to make sure that I am making these videos better each and every time as able. So, of course, leave some feedback down in the comment section. You can message me on IG, and believe me, everything's going to be appreciated. I want to make sure that these videos are ramped up in due time. But for now, we're going to go ahead and simply stumble on through it and return to the video at hand in just a moment. Now, normally I would go heavier. It feels relatively light as far as the shoulders are concerned, but my elbow is screaming yet again. So just gonna run through a few little tips for this. Your goal is to, off the rip, basically flare your lats, right? Get a nice stable base, slight hinge forward from the hips, so that torso just angled slightly forward. And then from there, you wanna generally just throw the weights out to your side, control the eccentric as best you can. Now, while doing so, you're gonna make sure that you're leading through with your elbow. So everything is through that elbow, directing all of that tension, all of that pressure, to then feel it on that medial delt. While you do so, you want to make sure that, generally speaking, elbows only going as high as the shoulder at the most. You want to keep your elbow higher than the wrist, All right. And I also like to make sure that we are internally rotated. That way we can really, really work on that medial delt. Worst case, we get a little bit of rear delt in that, which is gonna be better than most people who are just using that front delt to do the movement. And remember, when you're doing these, you're feeling them in your traps, you probably just went too high, right? You want to do your best to keep it focused on that medial delt. Don't focus on trying to shrug the weight up. That was only 4 movements, calling it there. Elbow feels like shit right now. And one thing over this past year, like I mentioned, I've learned when to pump the brakes. Usually, up until recently. I was doing really well with it last season. When I have a show in sight, that's where I am actually listening to my body. At this point, I've been trying to just get into a good groove and just push through it regardless, but we're done with that. We're treating it like a contest prep. This is a little bit of a physique update. First one for the YouTube in a very long time. This is at about 213 fasted. Not too bad, but we were around 220 before I traveled, but 219 before traveling in December to Nationals, going to Miami, and then just holidays and all that good stuff. So we're gonna go ahead, get back into it. Clearly, we're gonna document the process. And yeah, we're gonna see what we can do with this bulk. And of course, leading into what might be our pro debut. This might be our rookie season. So fingers crossed, everything goes well. We can make everything go well and navigate everything accordingly, but we'll see what happens.